I do that, I am going to read a land acknowledgement for today. If my phone can cooperate with me. There we go. So, this event takes place on Indakina, which is the traditional ancestral homeland of the Abenaki, Pennacook, and Wabanaki peoples, past and present. We acknowledge and honor with gratitude the land and waterways and the Alnabak who have stewarded Indakina throughout generations. So, in just a moment, I'm going to have you guys split off into groups of probably about 3 to 4. And I'd like for you all to discuss what effective measures to stop climate change would mean for you individually as people. And that can mean for you, for your children, for your grandchildren, as far down the line as you guys wish. For me personally, effective measures against climate change would mean that I get to think about my future in a way that today I don't get to. I don't get to plan 10, 20, 30 years down the line because I don't know what the planet will look like. I don't know if there will be a livable planet at that time. And that's a terrifying thing. And that being said, effective measures against climate change would allow me and other members of my generation to plan in a way that we can't do today. Our generation has been sacrificed. Our futures are actively being sacrificed to line the pockets of a few executives. And it's terrifying to think about that. And as such, our generation has stepped up in a way that I'd argue is unprecedented, that we are stepping up and taking into our hands the future in a way that other generations haven't had to. And measures to stop climate change would allow us to take a second, to breathe, to plan our futures in a way that we can't do today. So, that being said, if you guys could divide yourselves up into groups of about 3 people, maybe try and do folks you don't really know yet, and I'm going to have you guys talk amongst yourselves for about 5-10 minutes, somewhere in there. That time.
Seamus, how do I spell your name?
S-V-A-M-U-S. That's it. Yep, that's all that.
That's it? All right.
Yeah. No, you nailed it. Most people don't. So honestly,
My hands.
And I have never children. I never feel more secure about their future. And I also find myself worried about families that live in areas below sea level. And we should just think that that's okay. And the sea throw rise will be okay in New Hampshire because we are like in the mountains.
All right. So I think I am more concerned about places far away. I lived in Zimbabwe for a bunch of years, which is a drought-prone country, and we'll be looking at mass death at +2, it's close to 1.5. And so I'm worried about Bangladesh getting flooded. I'm worried about Rajasthan drought and Sahel collapsing, and like climate refugees and so on. So the absence of all that is what stabilizing the climate is doing for me.
Sure. When I think about the future right now, one thing that, and particularly this year being 26 years, come to my mind again and again is that in the 26 years that I've been living, I've emitted as much carbon emissions or contributed to as much carbon emissions as that coal plant that's like 10 minutes away from here in Bow has in a single hour when it's running at full capacity. And that fact just like reminds me how much we need like really drastic systemic changes to the current systems that we're living in if we're going to be able to change the future. I'm not worried about living through climate catastrophes and seeing flooding get worse. I think 4 summers ago, my hometown of Salem, Massachusetts, I remember getting off the train from an internship, walking down the street, and it had like just been summer rains, and like all the rain comes at once and then it stops. And then I got to my street and I had to roll my pants up and put my shoes an area prone to flood before, and I think that's just like continuing to get worse. And the kinds of changes I want to see are ones where the fossil fuel industry is not only stopping their business practices as they are, but they're contributing to a just transition to energy and paying for the damage that they've caused. I'd love to see executive companies pay for the damage that they've caused to all of the That's what I think.
Revenge. It's justice and revenge.
I was 6 years old on the first Earth Day. I don't remember it. 10% of America came out to protest the pollution to the air and water, and that got Clean Air Act. In the 70s, I really loved nature, hiking, and I got a biology degree because I wanted to understand how it all works. And I went into computer science because that's what my brain was, and helped throw out the internet. But climate was always in the back of my mind. I started reading about the science years ago, wondering why people in charge weren't doing it. And became panicked because when the fourth National Climate Assessment came out, it was clear that we had a real emergency.
They're both great. I don't
So I
even
go
want
into
to
the science and the economics and learn about markets. And markets can fail because monopoly power is taking control. They can also fail because of free pollution. When the price of pollution isn't included in the cost of the goods that are responsible for that pollution, people make uninformed choices and businesses make uninformed choices, and we get to pollution. So I think we can't blame ourselves. We can't even blame particular companies. We have to fix the broken market by putting a price on carbon. And the best way to do that is with full dividends of all the money collected so we can get a super high price.
we're talking. Come on. We're going to talk.
So we can push that price around the world.
About a person.
That's why I can't work anymore. I volunteer full time trying to help Congress do that by helping create the political will for the citizens. So when we solve this problem, I will go back to a computer job where I can contribute to advancing society forward. But right now I feel like I'm helping society prevent drowning. Make them pay for their past lies and pollution. Put a price on it so we reduce future pollution.
It's so difficult, right? Because we don't have a good model.
How are you doing?
Previous
Good.
industrial
I told the Sierra Club I had a button maker, and I'm letting people make buttons.
All right, I'd like to
Oh, we're not
start
doing
Oh,
that.
nice.
welcoming everyone back to
Take our money
this
and
event.
go.
I'll give
People
you
want to make
a
buttons
few more
about the
moments to
event,
wrap up the
about a message they want to
conversation.
get across. I can make buttons.
Businesses that were
Excellent. Did you want to speak into my camera and tell about why you're here today?
Yes.
Oh, all right. You want to introduce yourself?
Should I leave the mask on or not?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Well, whatever. All right, my name is Rich. I am a retired teacher, and I'm here today to support doing something about the climate crisis. With racial justice, with the climate change.
All right, so I trust that you've all had some wonderful conversations, and I really do encourage you to continue having these conversations, to continue talking to people you don't know, because in
Thanks for joining us, Rick.
this fight, it's really easy.
Sounds like
to
we're getting back to our regularly scheduled
feel
programming.
inadequate, feel as though you can't accomplish
I love all the
anything
button-making
when
stuff.
you
That's
think
great.
you're alone.
Thanks for bringing it.
You're not
Come on
alone.
over and make
All these people here and all the people out there are so many people who think and feel the same way we do. And that community, that spirit
Wave
of
to the
solidarity,
camera.
that unity
Hi.
is what
Thanks for
allows us to
coming.
continue this fight as best we can, because a group of people united around one common goal is one of the most unstoppable forces on Earth. And on that note of hope and solidarity, I'd like to hand it over to NH350's co-director, Lisa DeMaine, who's going to lead us off in some chants and songs. So let's give her a hand, shall we?
Woohoo!
Good afternoon, or morning, whatever time it is. So I just wrapped up my third week at 350 New Hampshire on staff. I've been a volunteer for a very long time. We are excited about offshore wind, our task force. We think there's going to be a meeting coming up, so we'll let you know if there's public opportunities for that. And just thank you for being here. I don't know if we've already talked about it, but there are native seeds that RAD has brought in, Rights and Democracy. And we're just going to run through a couple of chants. Are y'all ready? All right, so all together, I'll say it first, and then you'll follow after me, and we'll do it like 5 or 6 times. No more coal, no more oil, keep your carbon in the soil. No more coal, no more oil, keep your carbon in the soil. No more coal, no more oil, keep your carbon in the soil. No more coal, no more oil, keep your carbon in the soil. No more coal, no more oil, keep your carbon in the soil. No more coal, no more oil, keep your carbon in the soil. Thank you. Yeah. All right, so this next one, I'm going to say the first line, and then all of you are going to say the second line. The first line is, no more corporate greed. And the second is, what you all say is, renewables are what we need. All right? No more corporate greed.
Renewables are what we need.
No more corporate greed.
Renewables are what we need.
No more corporate greed.
Renewables are what we need.
No more corporate greed.
Renewables are what we need.
No more corporate greed.
Renewables are what we need.
Yeah, very good. And then finally, it's a little music, but some of you may know it. There's a bit of a beat to it. So I'll just say all of it, and we'll say all of it together. It goes, ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of people don't stop. And then you clap twice, or somebody says, say what? All right? Yeah, you can say what, or you can clap twice. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of people can't stop. Ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people can't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of people can't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of people can't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of people can't stop. Thank you. And then I'm wearing a shirt for our No Coal, No Gas campaign. We are trying to shut down the Merrimack generating plant in Bow. You can check out our website, 350nh.org, to learn more, or to become a monthly donor. We would love for you to be a monthly donor. You're investing your time here. We also need people to write op-eds. There's plenty of ways to join 350 New Hampshire, and we'd love for you to be part of our team. I don't know where my heading is off to. Thank you. Maria.
Maria? Okay.
Sorry, I can't intro you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Climate change, climate justice is what we need, and we need it now. Thank you. My name is Maria Perez. I'm wearing the climate justice hat today, but I'm a state representative for District 23 in Milford. I'm a chair of the Latino caucus as well. But like I say, climate change is what we're talking today. We have a crisis in our state. Water contamination, soil contamination. We need to act now. The people of Merrimack, the people of Litchfield, they're feeling what is happening with the climate change, what is happening by corporations contaminating our water. We need to act now. The people cannot longer wait. The other reason that I'm here is because we have an interconnection with the climate justice. My brothers and sisters who migrated here, they're not migrating here because they wanted to. It's a crisis all over the world, and they have no choice. There's no water, no food in a lot of countries in the world. And that's the reason that we didn't choose to come in here, but we have no other way to survive. Keep up the good work. Thank you, everyone.
Kathy, did you want to say a couple words about a couple of bills? Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks, everyone. And
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Such an honor to follow the Honorable Perez. Thank you. My name is Kathy Corkery. I use she, her pronouns. I am the chapter director for New Hampshire Sierra Club. Thank you all. I have a couple of actions today about climate, and our theme is climate democracy, and we can't have one without the other. If we do not have representatives who can be held accountable on the values that we have, then who are they? They are not representing us. And part of that is the redistricting of the voting districts. And this past week, the state senate and the executive council bills, the districts were redrawn, and nobody denies that they are gerrymandered. They are totally gerrymandered, and yet they passed it. So we are asking folks to send a message to the governor to veto this crap, these gerrymandered districts. And then another bill, it's a little more complicated, and it sounded good, but it's not good. It is SB 424, and this is an attempt by our utilities to pump out methane from landfills. And that sounds good, right? That wouldn't be bad, but it's not good. What it means is it makes the methane harder to capture. And more methane actually gets released into the atmosphere. And what does it do there? It creates more climate change, and it speeds up the climate crisis. And we don't need that. What we do need is more solar and more energy efficiency, more offshore wind, and more efficiency. Good Lord, the state is very far behind. We need more efficiency. We need more solar, and we need more storage and more wind. And we did a touchless. So get out your funky phones and give us a screen. So thank you all. And the next up is Jennifer.
Oops.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. I am Jennifer Doobie, climate organizer with 350 New Hampshire, and I just want to thank you all so much for being here today, coming out for a couple hours on a Saturday in the beautiful weather to join us. I would like to point out that Rick has come and set up a station to make some buttons, so make sure, please, that after you've collected your indigenous seeds and written your postcard to Sununu, that you make a button to take home before you leave. So I am going to read a statement from Nicolette over here, who put together
Indigenous seed packets. So let me read Nicolette's statement. So in the past 500 years, many new plants have come to America and become so typical in the landscape. They are called naturalized, which means that they just grow wherever their seeds carry them, independent of humans. Many of these were food crops, at least to start with, like dandelions and apples for cider, but others were just for gardens. They have proven to be some of the most difficult and invasive plants in the country. Invasive means that they crowd out and replace the native plants that were here first. Here in New Hampshire, the thorny, ornamental Japanese barberry attracts birds with its shiny red winter berries, moving it from a shrub planted next to your house or foundation to a dense thicket in the nearby woods where ticks breed. In a recent study out of Connecticut, incidences of ticks were 100-fold higher in woods where barberry was not being controlled, and those ticks had a 60% higher incidence of Lyme disease than in areas where barberry was not present or was being removed. plants impact our health. I believe we have a responsibility beyond our own well-being to tip the scales in favor of native biodiversity while removing these pest plants. Many of you seek wildflower mixes for your fields and gardens to support birds and bees, but sadly the large commercial products are often made of imported seed. Cosmos from Paraguay, cornflowers from Europe, even big leaf lupin from the Pacific Northwest have replaced the native lupines that used to edge our fields because of well-meaning gardeners. Planting the seed mix that RAD, Rights and Democracy, is giving away today is one of the ways of participating in replenishing the native seed bank. This blend is a fun one. It's made from some of the toughest conditions along roadsides of sandy soil, sun, and erosion, but it will also tolerate water runoff and some shade. It contains perennial favorites like coneflowers and showy goldenrod, along with purple vervain and fragrant licorice-scented hyssop. And some great native short grasses like the little two-step. You can cast some of these seeds anywhere the ground is bare, from a swath of cloud damage to alongside a new bike path or even your own wildflower garden. I sometimes imagine what it must have been like seeing this place before all the colonial intervention, the native landscape full of diversity and a complicated web supporting robust wildlife. We can get some of that again, but it will take an effort by us to look to where we can let the wild in, where we can leave the leaves to compost, or by not mowing until pollinators have emerged with a streak of 50-degree days, where we can ditch the European lawn and replace it with sedges and short grasses. We can look to our common areas where we can purposefully plant to these goals and more for a resilient landscape that is an affordable one long-term. Native plants require little to no care once established. If sited correctly, all their needs will be met by the environment without chemical fertilizers, and that means a safer water supply too. Water is life, plants are health. We can contribute meaningfully via our own yards and towns. I recognize each of you in this community doing the work of building and supporting a resilient environment in a future that is green and clean, that is the power of Earth Day and showing up. Thanks again, everybody, for being here.
I'm going to give this back to you and tell everyone how the postcards work.
All right, I'm bringing out my marching band voice. My name is Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I'm communications director for 350 New Hampshire. Thank you all for being here today. So before you leave, we have some postcards that we're going to be sending to Governor Sununu. We are here today because elected officials across the state all said Happy Earth Day yesterday, but what are they doing to address the climate crisis? Nothing! Exactly. Governor Sununu talks about making decisions that are good for our economy. But is it good for our economy that 10 to 20% of our electric bills go to subsidies for fossil fuel plants like the coal plant that's 10 minutes away from here? No! Is it good for our economy to ignore climate science and stall renewable energy production? No! Is it good for our economy to allow pollution from fossil fuels and forever chemicals to poison our residents? No! No. So today we're here to demand that Governor Sununu take the climate crisis seriously or be prepared to be voted out. Yeah! We have postcards over here that we're going to hand out along with the seeds that Jen just told you about, and we want you to write notes to the governor. We're going to flood his office with postcards the next week so that he can't ignore us. The climate crisis is here. Time is up for stalling. So please come get your postcard. If you need help writing the messages, we have some samples over there. But thank you all for coming, and let's make sure that Governor Sununu knows we were here.
Because without climate action, then how are we going to survive, and how are we supposed to live?
Yeah!
Woo!
Awesome.
You see the seeds right here? These are non-GMO. And what do they mean? No more fake food.
John would like to say a word if that's okay.
We keep on feeding on GMO food for the rest of our lives. We keep on listening to politics lies for over years, ever since Trump has been elected. ever since Sununu has been elected. These politics always claim that they are going to do their actions. And what do?
Nothing.
Exactly. And we're the only ones who are supposed to stand up for ourselves. And AOC also addressed it with the Sunrise Movement. And I have joined the Sunrise Movement last year. And what did I do? I protested outside of the White House with her.
Nice.
Along with the other members around the White House.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you. All right, I think we have one more message here from John, and then we'll get writing our postcards.
Thanks, everybody. Just a quick action, and an action that'll take about a year. The first one is write Congress and tell them that you want effective climate legislation, because all of our individual, business, even state efforts are not going to solve the climate problem. We've got to get federal legislation that pushes a price on carbon around the world. And we can do that if enough people ask our congressmen to do that. So, write Congress very quick. There's a web page and it's a forum. You can change the message if you want. The second one is go to carboncashback.org. This is a project we started in New Hampshire 3 years ago. It lets your town vote on asking the state and federal government to pass effective and equitable climate legislation. It's a resolution to take action on climate pollution. And you can do this for your town. Go to carboncashback.org, sign up. There's a petition template, put your town name in there, collect 25 signatures, turn it into the town hall, and your town will vote on it next town meeting. We've done 45 towns, 75% of them have passed it. All of the people that did it are so glad they did it, because we're helping teach people a little bit about climate economics, and we're creating political will to enable Congress to do what we need them to do. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Well, the deadline is in December, so you got lots of time to collect 20 if you start now. The first year we started in December.
All right, I misspoke. One more message.
I'm Jennifer Smith. I do policy work for the New Hampshire Public Health Association. I also do a lot of support for No Coal, No Gas when I can. And there is something that came out, and if you go to the No Coal, No Gas website, I think it's nocoalnogas.org. You'll find that they do have an action going on where we're trying to get the decision by our local New England energy regulator on the Bow Power Plant continuing to have a place in the forward capacity market, which keeps it going for years, to be reversed by FERC. Okay, and there are suggestions on there. I could talk about it at length, but I have written to FERC. The action needs to happen before May 5th. The comment period closes, but I think flooding them with information about why we want them to reverse what was decided here by what's called ISO New England, the Independent System Operator for New England, which is a private company. FERC is a federal regulator. And while they haven't in the past reversed ISO New England, maybe if we push on them hard enough, they might. Thank you.
And you have pamphlets for that over there.
If you need help writing a comment this Thursday at 5:30 virtually, I will support you in writing a comment. It's on the No Coal, No Gas Facebook event page.
Thank you, Lisa.